Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. I know what you're thinking. We're going to be melting another AK today. Well, guess what? You're right. The first go-around that we had with the AK-47 was not quite so favorable. We melted down a Wasser 10. It went about 265 rounds and met an utter demise a little bit more prematurely than we wanted it to. So we've gone back to the drawing board. I promised you guys that we would use a little bit more of a premium top shelf AK. Tim over at Military Arms Channel was kind enough to donate a Copper Customs Vepr here. Very high quality 7.62 by 39 AK. And also Chase over at Definitive Arms has done some awesome conversion work on this thing. Gave it a nice new Parkerized finish. We've test fired it, everything's running nice. We've got a really rigid barrel here. It's a slightly better AK. It's got a 1.6 mil receiver, very high quality gun overall. I mean, you guys know Veprs are just great guns. So we're gonna give this thing a fair shake. In order to do it, we're gonna run the magazines in the same order that we did with the Wasser 10. That way we're not giving an unfair advantage to this gun over the Wasser. And we're gonna see how well this little puppy can hold up to the long haul. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Have a little fun here. There we go. Wish me luck. Here's the fun part. Oh, she ain't even getting hot yet. That's all right, I got a cure for that. Smell some wood burning. I'm trying to make a deliberate motion to charge this thing pointing down in case we get a cook-off. Guys, I'm running out of ammo. I'll tell you what, we're gonna run this 75. I think she might be a little bit hot, people. You think? Cooking off. It's cooking off. One more mag. Guys, she's not gonna run no more. It's cooking off, it's on fire. I don't know. This is a workout of endurance for me too, and I'm the dang shooter. We got more ammo, screw it. Well, okay. Last mag. Hang on. Where's that mag? Oh, we got more mags. I got a mag ferry coming to the rescue here. Guys, I think we're done here. It's seized up. Well, I think we can say that if you can bring enough ammunition, the AK can definitely help you out there. Wow. I mean, what else can I say? That's just impressive. We got some nice kindling going here. We started us a fire. But, she definitely got warm. We're gonna pull it apart, see what's happening. Even through this welding glove, I can feel there's a considerable amount of heat working its way back into the front of the receiver right here. The trunnions on these things and the gas blocks are kind of meaty, so they will soak up a little bit of heat and act as a natural heat sink, of course, and the 1.6 mil receiver on this thing will also aid in heat transfer. I noticed that the heat coming off of this thing is definitely a lot stouter, even in the rear section, because for that big receiver, that thick receiver, is drawing a lot of that heat away from the chamber. She's not gonna run no more, guys. I'm gonna let her cool down. I mean, this thing's burning me even with the welding glove. That's an impressive result. That's a little bit more like it, guys. I think we got some stretching. We're gonna look at it some more, but there's a noticeable gap between the front of the gas tube and the gas block. We might have had the gas block doesn't look like it walked at all. I'm not gonna speculate. We'll let it cool down, get it apart, and have a look. That's a little bit more like it. That is legendary Kalashnikov reliability, okay? This gun will shoot itself to the point of destroying itself or your foe or you. But if you can bring enough ammo, an AK is definitely gonna save your life. I've always stood by AKs. I think they're great weapons. And they just, they do the trick. Yeah, she's on fire good. We're gonna let that handguard cook off, pull it apart and have a look. Well guys, she went the long haul. You know, I'm honestly not surprised that it went this far. I mean, if you use a good quality AK, it will go longer than you can. It will outlast you. Imagine if you had to carry all of this ammunition on one person. It's just not possible. I mean, we're talking a volume of fire that is indicative of a area weapon like a machine gun. I mean, that's what machine guns are designed to do, is lay down tons of volume of fire, have quick change barrels. I mean, AKs aren't supposed to do this, are they? Well, this is a very interesting result. But something else that's interesting from a standpoint of science is to look at, there's a lot of things that go on when you're talking about a full auto weapon, but you look at a 308 diameter bore, like you're gonna see in an AK. It's a 311 bore actually. But you have a greater surface area of the projectile actually contacting the walls of the barrel, and the barrel itself, in terms of the stock size of the barrel that the rifling's cut from, you actually have a thinner wall than you would in a 5.56. So comparing this to the AR-15 almost is a little bit unfair, because AR-15 has a smaller hole through a larger section of barrel, which allows that heat to dissipate a little bit more readily and allows a smaller projectile to have less surface area against the barrel itself, therefore creating, in theory, less friction and less heat. So the AK basically just creates more heat than the AR does anyway, but it still lasted longer than the AR. Okay, this gun went 895 rounds and kept on ticking. And honestly, if I would have, you know, racked it on the table and bashed it open with the table, I might have been able to get it to run a couple of more. We were getting some cook-offs there. Highly unsafe. Obviously, I would not recommend anyone try this, but, you know, I didn't want to risk anything going awry there. We're going to pull the gun apart, look at it a little bit here. The finish that Chase put on this thing held up excellent. All these empty mags everywhere. So we had something that ended up slowing us down here. And I believe what happened, I can look at it very carefully and we can see the barrel did begin to droop, maybe just a little bit, and what that might have ended up doing was pulling our gas block away and then causing the gas piston itself to not completely close smoothly and causing it to kind of, you know, rough up a bit. We're going to pull this gas tube off of here. Thing is stuck. We'll get it apart here and we're going to have a look. That thing is so soft from getting hot, it's actually bending really easy. So let's get this gas tube off and we'll have a look. All right, we had to beat the lever open to get the gas tube out. No ill effects in the gas tube, of course I figured that. Another thing about a 7.62 by 39 AK compared to an AR in terms of comparing apples to oranges, which is essentially what we're doing, is that the volume of gas is also very high. So you have a very high amount of heat that is driven back into that area of the weapon. So the gas block here is completely toasted. I would definitely consider this to be of questionable safety. We're going to take a look down the barrel. Of course, the gun's empty, guys. I see right here, empty chamber. Okay, I'm going to look down the bore. The barrel is drooping, okay? But believe it or not, guys, it still has strong rifling. It has strong rifling, but it is drooping like that. In fact, you can probably see, if you look close, I mean, you can see it drooping. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give it a couple of wraps and see if I can straighten the barrel out, because that's what happened. The barrel drooped, and the gas block also, because it's attached to the barrel, drooped as well, and that's not allowing our gas piston to ride evenly into the block, and that's causing a little bit of a pinch point and friction that's not allowing the carrier to close reliably, and what's making it so hard to open. So I'm going to give it a couple of wraps on the counter here. Straighten yourself back out. Nice. Well, I think we've pretty much determined that the AK is a pretty awesome gun. Everybody can say what they want about it. Haters are going to hate. People are going to compare the AR to the AK all the time. There's always going to be that debate. But you know, the proof's in the pudding. And I think what it really comes down to is preference. If you want an AR, buy an AR. If you want an AK, buy an AK. But you know clearly, by the way both of these meltdown videos have gone, with the AR running like it did and the AK running like it did, why wouldn't you just have both? I mean, life's all about choices, right? You know, the AR is a more precise fighting instrument. You know, you can really, get good shot placement. There's excellent accuracy to be had in ARs. We all know that. The AK is definitely the poster child for go to hell reliability and going the distance. So I think it really just comes down to what you need, what your needs are, what you like. I love comm-block weaponry, I always have, and for that reason, because it's very utilitarian, it's very, you know, throw in the mud and go to hell type reliability, and that's what these firearms were engineered for, was for reliability and consistency. If you go with a quality AK, like a Vepr, you're not gonna go wrong, okay? If you guys enjoyed this video, consider going over there and checking out Copper Customs, as well as Chase over at Definitive Arms. They're great people to work with. They're some of the coolest people in the industry, really fun to be around. I definitely want to take a moment too to thank all of the people that have supported us with man cans. We're living the American dream, and we wouldn't be able to do it without your support. So thank you for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have more to come. I'm gonna drop one little bit of inkling on you before we leave. There might be a 5.45 in our future. So we'll see how long the 5.45 can go, and that will be a little bit more fair of a comparison to the AR, because both the bore sizes are very similar, the size of the barrels will be very similar, and then that's more of an honest comparison. But I tell you what, we're going to take it one step further. We're going to get a piston AR upper. We're going to melt it first. So then we'll have a true show. Direct gas, piston, and then the 7.62x39 AK and the 5.45 AK. So expect at least 2 more meltdown videos. Thanks for watching. We love what we do for a living. I get paid to do this, which is awesome. You have a good day. See you soon.